The rising of the Americas with art. The original settlement of the Americas is still unknown, with ideas ranging from the humans arriving in the Americas 20 to 30,000 years ago after the Ice Age, to the hunters that were roaming throughout the Americas between 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, based on old archaeological evidence. In the midst of the four Americas, which are Mesoamerica, Central America, South America, and North America, from sea to sea, they each share their own individuality with religious beliefs and homelands, but they all do share one thing: the Americas made art. To start with Mesoamerica, a region that engulfed north of the valley of present-day Mexico City, to what is now Belize, the Honduras, and the western Nicaragua area. Mesoamerica has very diverse regions, fluctuating from the tropical rainforest to the mountains, sharing some of the same cultural similarities and communication through the trade links regions. Some of Mesoamerica's famous features are their ancient ritual ball game that they had religious and political significance within it. This is a picture of a typical court they would use. They would play with a hard rubber ball, and their goal was to use their bodies to make it through the hoops set up on the sides of the court. Sometimes the game would be taken so serious the loser would be beheaded. They were also known for their monumental building constructions and their systems of multiple calendars that they have. This is a more detailed view of one of their calendars. As you can see how detailed each tile piece is within the calendar, each symbol representing something. The Olmecs, whom were known for making the first major Mesoamerican art. They created monuments called colossal heads, which typically leaders of the time were males wearing close-fitting caps with chin straps and ear spools. The Olmec civilization was near the area of San Lorenzo, where they actually discovered 10 colossal heads there. This is the Pyramid of the Sun, a very famous period in this region, which was also known for its quality obsidian, which was volcanic stone that people used to make tools and vessels out of. They also traded the obsidian for luxuries such as feathers of the quetzal bird and fur from a jaguar. The people worship many gods, including the god of rain, shown right above, storm, fertility, war, and sacrifice. This pyramid is the Pyramid of the Moon. This picture was taken from the top of the Pyramid of the Sun, which I showed previously as the basis of the city. Alongside of these pyramids was the Ciudadela, the city's center with the small pyramids that are in the style of talud tablero. This region had a very distinct architectural style, which includes reliefs on their pyramid walls. Their stairwells and cases leading up to their pyramids are made in the construction style of talud tablero. A good example of this is the Pyramid of the Feathered Serpent. The pyramids were also known for the distinct patterns that line the outsides of their walls. The Mayans. The Mayan homeland is in the southern Mesoamerica Yucatan Peninsula, which is now present-day Guatemala, Belize, and the western part of the Honduras and El Salvador. The Mayans are also known for their artistic pyramids, temples, and palaces. Not only are the Mayans known for developing the math concepts like place value and zero, but they have created the most advanced calendar system and they have the most advanced hieroglyphics known to man. The Mayan civilization developed to the northern Yucatan during the post-Coptic period, resulting in palenque, or palace, which were major buildings that were grouped together on high ground. Right across from the palenque in the previous photo is the Temple of Inscriptions, which was a 9-level pyramid reaching 75 feet in height. The Mayans had a powerful ruler named Pakal the Great, who ruled in 615 to 683. He is the reasoning for the complex buildings and pyramids that were appointed. The Mayan civilization came to a big decline after the beginning of the Spanish conquest in 1519, which led to a new selection of people to rule the Mexico. This is a picture of Pakal the Great. The Aztecs, who by urban legend thought to have been discovered already 400 years ago, which nomadic people were supposed to be living on this mythical island they called Aztlan, where Aztec originates from. They were not correct. The story of the Aztecs finding their settlement was when they migrated to Mexico during the 13th century, when they spotted an eagle perched on the piece of nochule, prickly pear cactus, that was growing out of the stone. They believed this was their sign from God, the solar god of Mexico, that their migration and wandering was to come to an end on the island in Lake Texaco. South America. South America has drastic region gaps. One of South America's known places are the Central Andes Mountains, which are snow-capped peaks, river valleys, and high grasslands, and home to many animals. The eastern side of the Andes springs off into the tropical rainforest of the Amazon basin. Yet, South America South America has a drastic region gap. One of South America's known places are the Central Andes Mountains, which were snow-capped peaks and river valleys and high grasslands, and home to many animals. The eastern side of the Andes springs off into the tropical rainforest of the Amazon basin. Yet, South America is also known for having one of the driest deserts in the world as well. The art that the people of the Nazca culture, who were native to South America, was in a different form of art. The Nazcas were famous for their earthworks, or geoglyphs. Their culture would make figures of animals or lines of abstract patterns in the dirt or grassland, and images would only be able to be identified by air. In the 16th century, the Incan Empire was one of the largest states known to the world in that time. In Central America, the empire extended for more than 2,600 miles across the western part of South America, which is now present-day Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, northern Chile, and part of Argentina. The Incans built more than 23,000 miles of roads so that transportation and communication could increase in time and efficiency. The Incans were also very well known for their stoneworks. As you can see, on the left side the stone is clean cut and placed neatly and organized, and on the other side is more combined in a puzzle-type mannerism. The Incans also had their art cloths, which were made from llama, alpaca, and vicuna. This is an example of wealth in these areas, and they were usually collected from the Andes region. The Incans also made tunics and textiles that weren't just for viewing, but even had messages and symbols indicated within the patterns of the pieces they make, including someone's ethnic identity or social ranking. North America. North America stretches from the most southern tip of Florida all the way up to Canada and Alaska. The early eastern cultures of North America were encompassed by the Adena, Hopewell, and Mississippian cultures. They were known for their crops, primarily maize, although the Hopewell people were also known for their pipes made out of fine-grained pipestone. This is an example of one of their pipes, an owl. Most of their pipes were made into the forest animals or birds, associating them with the use to connect to the user of the spirit world. The Mississippians had their own type of art to contribute and continued to carry on, mound building or earthworks. One famous mound is the Great Serpent Mound, which is located in present-day Ohio, and was said to be built in 1070 CE. The Mississippians also built Cahokia, which was a prominent mound called Monk's Mound, which covered 10+ acres of land, with the city being protected by fencing from possible warfare. The fenced city had around 500 mounds, which included platforms, wooden enclosures, and houses. This is an example of one of the mounds you would typically see on the area. The Southwest was filled with farming cultures, primarily the Mimbres and Mongolian culture that was located in New Mexico and East Arizona. The Hohokam culture was located in the southern part of Arizona, multi-storied residence, irrigation systems, and ball courts that resembled the courts from Mesoamerica. The natives of America were also known for the Navajo women that were very skilled weavers, making tapestries and famous basketries. The Great Plains. Around the 1500s and 1600s, the woodlands spread across from the Hudson Bay to the Gulf of Mexico. The woodlands region including the Rocky Mountains to the west all the way to the Prairie of the Grasslands, also known as the Great Plains. The Native American people lived in villages, living a life of survival from hunting and agriculture. They constructed their homes, which were teepees made from buffalo hides after the European settlers pushed them west. The art that was focused on from the Great Plains was the quill work they used for teepee linings, backrests, clothing, and equipment. In 1869, the Americans finished the Transcontinental Railroad, which brought plethora amount of new settlers that eventually destroyed the Native American culture of the Great Plains. Mesoamerica contributed to the art world with the creations of colossal heads, the calendars, the Olmecs, the Aztecs, and the Mayans all contributed to. Also, Mesoamerican's architectural art was a big construction to the world with their beautiful detailed pyramids, temples, and mounds. Central American art had an impact on the makings of fine featherwork. Also, ceramics, textiles, and their frequent use of gold and jade that was their primary source of their luxuries that were made. This was the start to the intricate featherwork and later amplified with the Native Americans in North America. South American art was brought into the world differently, using the world as their canvas. The people of Nazca brought earthworks and geoglyphs into the American artland, including the famous hummingbird geoglyph. Also, South Americans brought textiles that had patterns that represented social ethnicity and class within them, bringing a new purpose to the art of textiles. They also used llama and alpaca from the Andes Mountains as art forms of wealth within their makings as well. North America brought the art of basketry and weaving to the center of the art world. The natives also created fine quill artworks and Hasma masks that contributed to the ceremonial arts within this region. They brought use to the buffalo hide to use as their shelter in which they did quill work on as well, and also using the hides as a canvas for painting simple arts of display.